So it looks like the FBI has been after Manafort for 11 years. What is it, 7 years statute of limitation? So I don't even know what he's doing back there and 11 years ago to begin with. But they start this wiretap on Manafort before he becomes Trump's campaign manager. And then evidently Manafort told him, look, I'm going to have some legal problems. I got to go. And he leaves the Trump campaign. But yet they continue to, maybe I'm not saying this right. Okay, Manafort is being wiretapped before he becomes Trump's campaign manager. Somewhere in there, in the FISA warrants, remember they said it was first that they were taping, what was his name? The young guy who got himself all tangled up in this that didn't mean anything. The fact is the government has ways to spy on you. And if they can't figure out how Facebook works, we're talking the most brilliant technology in the world, and these guys are trying to lay this shit off on Facebook ads. This is like, what, number 110 of how many ways can we make it look like the 2016 elections were stolen. It's a joke. I about pissed my pants when I read this. In fact, I thought it was a joke to begin with when they wrote it. Okay, so Mueller is supposed to be testifying to his expenditures this month. And I cannot wait. If they stuff this behind closed doors, I'm going to be a pissed off American. I want to know why we needed 17 fucking lawyers to do a Russian investigation when we had 6 on Watergate. What the fuck? They think we're this stupid? Okay, well, Mueller's case is falling apart. He's got no connection with Russiagate. He's got no connection with Trump in Russia. He's got no connection with even Manafort in Russia. That connects to Ukraine. And if you want to talk Ukraine connections, talk to John McCain. Talk to Hillary Clinton. Talk to Mr. Steele with the dossier. That's all fucking Ukraine. That's got nothing to do with Russia. It boggles the mind. It's like these guys continually throw piles of shit. There's a cartoon out there. I know you guys can find it. And it shows Trump in a room. And the room is just splattered with red blotches of all the ways they tried to take the president down with bullshit accusations and nothing to back it up. Okay, let's move on to Comey. Comey's been busted. James Clapper's been busted. Let's see, Loretta Lynch, what'd she plead? 57 times that she doesn't know what they're talking about. Trey Crowdy was so pissed off the other day after he came out of the meeting or the hearing with Roger Stone. Adam Schiff and Jackie Spear of California bombshelled that hearing by saying, what, Debbie Wasserman Schultz must have, the DNC turned over their service to the FBI. So if the FBI had the servers, why is Debbie Wasserman Schultz saying they never contacted her? And Jay Johnson saying, we tried to tell them about it, but they didn't want anything from us, so they sent their servers out to, what was it, CloudStrike or something? These guys are looking stupid to the average person who works in any kind of law enforcement, any kind of lawyer's office, anybody who has ever had to fight the government. You know this is all bullshit. This is the biggest line of fucking bullshit you could ever try to pack up somebody's ass who doesn't, know everything. And that's what we do. That's what Sean Hannity does. That's what Alex Jones does. And me, I'm just a local gal. I had to fight the government at one time, and I won. And I'm okay. And That's when I noticed the corruption. My corruption was on the local level. And I thought, surely if it's down here, it's got to go further up. There was no doubt in my mind. Okay, let's move on a little bit. I don't know if you guys know this or not, or if you really care about it, but Project Veritas, he was told by a court judge today that he couldn't get involved in finding out the deal on teachers' unions. Okay, well, let me tell you something. Teachers' unions are probably as corrupt, if not more corrupt, than the actual mafia coming out of Chicago in New York. And same with a lot of the Teamsters unions. That's why there was no food distributed down there in Puerto Rico, because all it took is one call from the Teamsters up here in America, top left, right, or top right New York, saying, you move those trucks and your ass is canned. That's why all that food sat there. And that's why that stupid mayor got her little swinging balls in a bind, because she thought everybody would know about her past with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton and the Teamsters Union. And anyway, that's here and there. But the fact is that the Democrats are being exposed as a mafia. It's one big, huge mafia. And they have their fingers into everything, whether it be from the unions to the teachers' unions to government, subsidies, lobbyists. And they know, we know now. We have become dangerous to them. Okay, anyway, let's go on here. Oh, let's throw a little fun in here. Anna Navarro. Okay, you know her. Fat, drunk, and stupid on CNN. Fake lawyer to boot. She runs her flapping lips on television this morning. Not a big deal. She's as useless as a hammer in a windstorm. But this is all to take your mind off of the real news that's going on. And that is that you've got your Democrats fighting to survive. They have no platform. They have nothing to run on. They can't find any dirt on Trump. So they're going to try to tell Manafort, oh, well, if you bear false witness against Mr. President, we'll let you go out of prison. Well, you know what? Mr. President can pardon him and you guys can go fuck yourselves. So that's no threat. Not really. Same with General Flynn. But they're trying to break these guys financially. And I'm sure they saw this coming. I'm hoping their lawyers did. And they stashed their money. So you're only going to break them so far. And to me, the fact remains that, Democrats are total corruption. There's just no way around it. Your media is corrupt. There's no way around that. I mean, look at CNN every day, New York Times every day, Huffington Post, Boston Globe, Miami Sun. All of these papers print shit that they have no clue what they're writing anymore. It's just pull it out of your ass time. Wanted to bring up one more thing. Oh, be sure to join up for your NRA. I have to push that in there. I want to take you back to something it was what? Before Angela Merkel ran over in Germany, and it was about the same time that Theresa May, and the Brexit and all of that. And I remember Theresa May talking about censoring the internet. She felt that was going to stop terrorism. She felt that was going to put the squeeze on jihadists being able to contact and all of that. And before Obama left office, he did two things. He turned our internet over to, I can't even remember their name, but they're not an American First Amendment right outfit. And secondly, he put internet under the control of Jay Johnson, which was utilities or something like that. I can't remember what he was in charge of. But either way, it's about taking over the internet. They're going to claim that if we censor the internet, we can stop jihadists from indoctrinating other jihadists or other, young kids to become parts of ISIS. That's the guys they're using. But in reality, it's a way to, one, they hate Trump's Twitters. They absolutely hate it. They have spent weeks and months with stupid bills, and believe me, I watch this stuff, stupid bills trying to stop President Trump from being able to Twitter, and Rob Meathead Reiner is trying to figure out a way to buy the company, Twitter, so that he can stop Trump from tweeting, because the media has lost their fucking mind. We know that. And these kids, they walk around in $300 suits, but, as far as researching something, shit, they spend more time on their iPhones copying somebody else's of what they researched or supposedly researched, and all they do is parrot this shit down the line. You want some real stuff? Find guys like me. Find guys like Mark Dice. Find guys like Bill Still. Find guys like Morris. Find guys like Alex Jones, like Rush Limbaugh, like Sean Hannity, like Laura Ingraham, like even crazy nut bitch Ann Coulter or Milo. These are the people that give you the real news. Okay, no sunshine on it, no shoe shine. This is what they see. This is what they report, and most of them won't tell you nothing until they actually have a way to back it up. Julian Assange, why do you think they hate him? He's never been proven wrong in 11 years. He could blow this whole thing open. But if Trump even remotely talks to him, they're going to push for impeachment for dealing with, I don't know, what are they going to call it, a fucking terrorist or a spy or some shit. So he can't. But he sure can release that information to us, and he has. He's dumped it. Vault 1, Vault 7. And these are Hillary and Podesta's emails. This is not just something he made up. This is their shit that they never wanted the American people to see. And that's the big problem, is there's too much secrecy. Okay, I want you guys, I'm going to remind you of this. The closer we get to elections of 2018, I want you to remember this. Because this is good. This would help our president in 1,000% way. He's done everything he can as a president on his own without abuse of executive power, because that can be unchanged with the next son of a bitch that gets in the office. But if it's done through legislation and it's done through law, it's a whole lot harder to undo what has already been done. He's rolling back regulations in a lot of areas. I wish he would roll back some regulations on this ELD stuff on trucking, because everybody's had to ask for waivers, from the shipping of supplies to Puerto Rico to trucking of supplies down to Texas, Louisiana, and Florida during Katrina. If you have to set the law aside to do something right, then it's a bad law. And I hope he understands that. And I hope Elaine Choi and Linda McMahon and what's the new fella's name for Federal Motor Carriers, Ray Martinez, I hope he gets it too. I send him a lot of stuff. This electronic log is doing nothing but keeping some rich Chinese factory in place, building this shit to micromanage the trucking industry. We're not stupid. You know who kills people on the road with big trucks? The idiots that pull out in front of a fucking train moving 70 miles an hour. I drive with my husband all the time. Trust me, we have no troubles unless it's a deer that dodges out or some idiot that pulls out of a rest stop with a camp trailer that weighs 50 pounds and runs 45 in a 70 zone. He just has to be in front. So I'm going to stay on that one big time. Chris Wallace Sunday edition. Man, your dad would just slap you fucking green. You are nothing like your father, Mike Wallace. He was a good man. He was a reporter. He was a reporter. You should learn by that. You should watch some of his old commentary. You could learn something, you big dildo. You shilled for Hillary all through the election. And then anytime somebody shows up on the show to, tell you what's going on, like Mick Mulvaney, you try to tear him apart. Thank God he's more intelligent than you are. And I want you to know you're not a pimple on your dad's ass, dude. I'm on a roll, guys. It's been a big news day. All right, last but not least, let's go here. Bernie Sanders, you crazy old rat in a shithouse. Who would have thunk? We know you're a socialist. We know Hillary stole the nomination away from you. You got money. Your wife's tied up in bank fraud. That's been out of the news. Nobody wants to talk about it. You're never going to be president, dude. I could write all of your accomplishments on a Post-it note. You know that? Post-it note. That's your accomplishments. Post-it note. Kind of like Kasich's. Kind of like John McCain's. Kind of like Rand Paul's. Kind of like Susan Collins. Kind of like Dianne Feinstein. Kind of like Chuck Schumer. Kind of like... You guys are useless. I could pick out 50 people in a bar that would do a better job running our government than any of you. And, I'm not going to bash all the Republicans, but where are you guys? We have 90 congressmen or 100 congressmen. And I only hear from 10? Where's the rest of you guys? We have 49 Democrats. What are you guys, all shoved up each other so tight and nobody has their own voice? It's time to drain the swamp, America. And this is the ultimate time to do it. 2018 we have all of these seats open. 435 representative seats are open. So I want you to get out there and I want you to campaign against them. I want you to run for office because you know what? Now is the time to do it. In 2020, it's going to be reversed. Republicans are going to be on the chopping block and Democrats are going to be able to coast through. So if we don't drain that swamp right now of the Demorats and get that taken care of, and then clean the house or clean it again in 2020 with the Republican rats, Trump is going to be futile. And everything that we worked for is going to be useless. Everything. So, anyway, that's some wake-up call from Wyoming and Amazon Jude. And you know what? God bless America. And I'm so sorry what happened in Vegas. But, and the hurricanes. And God is giving us tribulation. He wants to see us make things right. And the only way we can do that is drain that swamp and show our Lord and show our people that we love America the way it is. We don't need to be part of the New World Order. So with that, God bless America and God bless our first responders and police in Vegas. This is Amazon Jude signing out.